Wow, that's such a cool idea to build. Why didn't I figure it out myself? Let's learn how to build a doghouse.
Round 1.
I start my build by putting down stone slabs flat on the ground. I want to make a very flat base for the doghouse because dogs do not like sleeping in the mud. Mud is very dirty, and it gets everywhere. Stone slabs are really good for this because they keep the dirt away and make a hard floor for my pet. Next, I take some nether bricks from my inventory and stack them up to build the walls. Nether bricks are very tough blocks, and they look cool with their dark red color. Then I grab some wooden stairs to make a slanted roof for the house. A slanted roof is smart because when it rains, the water just falls right off the sides. Inside the house, I dig a tiny spot in the stone floor and pour some water from a bucket. This makes a nice drinking bowl built right into the ground. Dogs get thirsty all the time from running around, so they always need fresh water. The stone stops the water from sinking into the dirt below. I feel like something is missing here. Phew, it took so much effort. Great, my doghouse is ready.
What? Hello?
Hey, Banana Kid, look, I built it. Do you like?
No.
What? Did I make too little room for my dog in the doghouse?
Oh.
It's a pity, but I tried so hard. Maybe then you'll try to build the best doghouse yourself?
Yay!
They ran to the place. This is where your building will be. Are you ready?
Yahoo!
Then go ahead.
Round 2.
It makes the building look expensive and modern like a science lab. Red terracotta adds a nice bright pop of color against the pure white quartz. He tells me in his own way that curved shapes are good for aerodynamics. I guess he thinks the doghouse is going to fly away in a tornado. The red and white pattern looks very sporty and cool. He carefully places each block to make the curve as smooth as possible. It is actually quite tricky to build round things using square blocks, but he seems to know what he is doing. He puts down more quartz blocks to cover the entire floor inside his moon building. He wants to make sure the dog does not have to step on the cold, dirty grass. A clean floor is important for keeping the house smelling nice. As he builds the curved walls higher, he leaves large empty gaps in the middle of the structure. I wonder if he forgot to place blocks there. Then he takes black stained glass panes and carefully fills in all those huge empty spaces. Glass panes are a smart choice because they let warm sunlight inside while keeping the bugs and rain outside. The black color of the glass creates a very cool contrast with the white quartz walls. I think Banana Kid is trying to build a high-tech, futuristic doghouse. It looks a bit funny to me, but it is definitely unique. The curved glass walls might make it really hard to place regular square furniture later. He always finds a weird way to make things work, though. The dark glass also gives the dog some privacy while he naps inside. Now he is working on the ceiling of his curved building, and he completely covers it with more black stained glass. A full glass roof is actually a super clever idea. It acts like a giant skylight so the dog can look up at the moon and the stars at night. Dogs love howling at the moon, so this is perfect for them. The glass roof also works like a greenhouse. It traps heat from the sun during the day to keep the inside space very warm even when it snows outside. Glass is surprisingly strong in this game, so it will not break under heavy rain. I ask him if the dog will get too hot in the summer, but he just shrugs. The black tint on the glass probably helps block out the super bright sun rays, so the dog does not get sunburned. Building a flat glass roof on top of curved walls takes a lot of patience. He has to make sure every single glass pane connects perfectly to the quartz blocks. Any tiny gap would let the rain drip right onto the poor sleeping dog and ruin his comfortable bed. Up on the very top of his glass roof, he uses more quartz blocks to build a giant sign. The sign is shaped exactly like a huge dog bone. This bone sign is a clever design trick, so everybody knows this is a doghouse from miles away. Next, he goes inside the house to work on the interior details. He builds a massive drinking fountain by pouring a bucket of water over a high pile of blocks. The water flows down perfectly to create a giant drinking pool on the floor. A huge fountain is probably way too big for a normal little dog, but he just loves doing things over the top. The dog could probably swim in that fountain. Then he places a bunch of ready-made pots and plates right next to the water for the dog food. He takes these furniture items directly from a mod, so they look very realistic and detailed. I guess his dog is super smart and knows how to use doorknobs.
Ta-da! Yay!
Where did everyone run off to? Hey guys, what's all that noise?
Banana Kid and I are building a doghouse, JJ. Who did it better?
Oh, both of your buildings look great, but I think it's up to the audience to decide who did the best.
Yes, JJ, you're right. Maybe then you have comments on the construction of Banana Kid?
Yes, there are a couple of comments. The floor in your doghouse is made of quartz. It's too hard for a dog. If I were you, I would at least lay a carpet.
I totally agree with you, JJ. Maybe you will build a doghouse?
Okay, then let's run to the place.
JJ, good luck to you. We'll wait in the house.
Good, good?
Thanks, guys. Then I'm starting. Round 3. I start my architectural project by placing light gray terracotta blocks to form the front toes of the massive dog statue. Once the toes are perfectly spaced, I use white terracotta for the rest of the front paws. Terracotta is an excellent building material for organic structures because it has a very smooth and matte texture. This texture resembles short animal fur much better than standard wool or concrete, which can look too fluffy or unnaturally shiny. By starting with the paws, I establish the foundational footprint of the entire statue. Knowing the exact width of the base helps me calculate the required height and volume for the rest of the body. Terracotta is also highly durable and provides excellent structural stability for the massive weight that will be built on top of it. I carefully shape the paws so they look naturally rested flat against the ground. Paying attention to these anatomical details right at the beginning ensures that the entire statue will look incredibly realistic. Moving slightly higher up from the base, I construct a thick and sturdy collar around the neck area using bright red, white, and black concrete blocks. Concrete provides exceptionally sharp and vibrant colors, which makes the collar stand out clearly against the pale, neutral fur of the dog. This color contrast draws the eye and gives the statue character. Directly above the heavy collar, I begin shaping the snout of the dog using more white terracotta. I add black concrete to form a distinct nose and subtle facial details. Black concrete is perfectly dark and absorbs light very well, so it creates a realistic, deep shadow effect for the nose and the eyes. I carefully measure the facial proportions to ensure the head looks friendly and anatomically correct. Building large animal statues requires a deep understanding of spatial dimensions and three-dimensional geometry. Using blocks with the proper light reflection values helps to bring the character to life and makes the face easily recognizable. Moving to the back of the head, I meticulously outline the remaining shape of the dog skull. Once the skeletal outline is accurate, I fill in all the empty spaces with solid white terracotta blocks. It is always best practice to build a strong geometric framework first when creating organic shapes. A framework ensures the final structure will be symmetrical, visually balanced, and structurally sound. Down near the base, I construct the back legs of the dog using the same white terracotta material. I design the back legs so they protrude slightly forward to give the convincing illusion that the dog is comfortably sitting down on the ground. Creating a sitting posture lowers the center of gravity of the statue and makes it visually stable. A lower center of gravity implies heavier mass at the base, which feels inherently right to the human eye. I carefully curve the blocks around the joints to mimic the natural muscle and bone structure of a real dog resting in a seated position. On top of the dog head, I build two large floppy ears using a deliberate combination of white terracotta and bright pink wool for the inner ear area. The pink wool block has a uniquely soft and fluffy texture, which perfectly mimics the soft inside of a real dog ear. Adding these small anatomical details like the soft pink inner ear greatly improves the overall realism and aesthetic appeal of the massive structure I am constructing. After finishing the ears, I drop down to complete the back section of the collar. I use more black and red concrete to ensure the geometric pattern connects perfectly all the way around the neck. A continuous pattern shows attention to detail and craftsmanship. The rigid texture of the concrete collar contrasts beautifully with the soft appearance of the terracotta fur. This textural separation helps the viewer subconsciously understand that the collar is a completely separate object resting on top of the animal rather than part of its actual body. Then I move on to building the rest of the dog body, which includes the lower belly, the curved back, and the smooth transition to the hind legs using white terracotta. I painstakingly round out the harsh edges of the torso so the dog does not look like a stiff square box. Organic curvature is the hardest thing to achieve in a voxel game, but it is vital for realism. Next, I move to the front area and construct a massive wooden arch directly behind the dog using bright quartz blocks and orange acacia planks. This solid arch serves as the main entrance and the front facade of the actual doghouse. By positioning the architectural house structure right behind the organic statue, the final result will look like a giant dog is resting peacefully inside his house. Only his large head and front paws will be peeking out from the entrance. The bright orange of the acacia wood provides a warm, inviting feeling, while the pure white quartz frames the doorway with a clean, structural border. I complete the front side of the house by stacking more thick acacia planks and quartz blocks securely around the archway. The striking contrast between the pristine white quartz and the warm orange acacia creates a beautiful exterior design for the structure. Now, I focus on the main architectural frame by building the back outline of the doghouse out of smooth quartz blocks. A strong, visible frame makes any building look structurally sound and professionally engineered. I decide to construct the slanted roof using dark spruce planks. A slanted roof is absolutely crucial in real-world architecture. It prevents heavy snow and torrential rain from accumulating on top and causing the roof to collapse under the immense extra weight. Gravity naturally pulls the water down the slope to keep the building safe and dry. The dark, rustic tone of the spruce wood pairs exceptionally well with the bright modern quartz pillars, creating a highly sophisticated hybrid architectural style. On the right side of the building, I create an incredibly smooth and gradual transition from the slanted roof down to the vertical wall. I achieve this by placing spruce stairs upside down and right side up in a cascading pattern. Using carved stairs instead of full solid blocks removes harsh 90-degree angles and makes the roof line look elegantly crafted. This technique is known as corbelling, and it adds significant visual support to the overhanging roof. I also finished the remaining framework of the house using my quartz blocks and acacia planks to ensure all the load-bearing corners are visually supported. Supporting the corners prevents the building from looking flimsy or top-heavy. A well-defined skeleton gives the architecture a sense of weight and permanence in the world. I carefully align the quartz pillars so they perfectly match the dimensions of the front archway. Precision is key when blending traditional house building with large-scale organic statue sculpting. I move over to the left side of the roof and perfectly mirror the exact same technique using spruce stairs. This creates another flawless slope connecting the heavy roof to the vertical wall. Strict symmetry is a highly important concept in traditional architecture because it brings visual harmony and balance to the overall building design. The human brain naturally enjoys looking at perfectly symmetrical structures. Next, I begin to fill in the large empty spaces on both the left and right side walls using my bright orange acacia planks. I make absolutely sure to place every single block tightly together, leaving no empty spaces or structural gaps behind. Solid walls are necessary to provide structural shear strength, which stops the building from swaying in heavy winds. Dense acacia wood completely seals off the interior from the outside elements. I carefully check the exterior pattern of the wood grain to ensure all the planks align neatly for a polished professional look. I also completely wall off the large back section of the house with the exact same acacia wooden planks. Choosing the correct material for the environment is extremely important. Wood is a fantastic natural insulator in both the real world and structural design. Unlike dense stone or cold metal materials, wooden planks trap ambient heat incredibly effectively. They prevent the freezing winter temperatures from penetrating the exterior and ruining the interior climate. By building thick, solid wooden walls, I am ensuring that the interior of this massive doghouse will remain perfectly warm, comfortable, and safe from any harsh outside weather conditions. Wood also breathes naturally, which prevents dangerous moisture and mold from building up inside the enclosed space. The combination of the slanted spruce roof and the thick insulated acacia walls makes this building an absolute fortress against the elements. The exterior is now fully sealed and ready for the complex interior work. I head inside the giant dark doghouse to begin the complex interior insulation process. I start by adding a secondary internal layer of wood. I line the inner walls entirely with smooth spruce planks to level out any uneven surfaces and provide a vital double layer of thermal insulation. Double-layered walls trap a small pocket of dead air between them. This dead air acts as a thermal barrier which drastically improves heating efficiency and keeps the room perfectly warm all night. After securing the wooden interior, I carefully carve out a narrow passageway right through the front arch and directly into the hollow body of the dog statue. I use a specialized chiseled bits tool to meticulously sculpt the smaller detailed blocks where necessary. This allows me to create a smooth, accessible doorway without ruining the carefully planned exterior shape of the animal. Expanding the living space directly into the statue is a highly efficient way to maximize the total usable square footage. Once the interior pathway is clear, I meticulously line the internal walls of the dog statue using white terracotta to perfectly match the outside material. Continuing the same material inside maintains architectural consistency and makes the transition feel natural and deliberate. To finish the structural groundwork inside, I dig up all the messy, uneven dirt flooring. I replace it with clean wooden planks to create a perfectly solid and level geometric foundation. A proper raised wooden floor is essential because it prevents ground moisture from seeping upward and keeps the entire room completely dry. Dry floors are critical for preserving wooden furniture and preventing structural rot. I also install a set of heavy, sturdy doors at the main entrance to secure the building from wandering hostile creatures. The doors perfectly complete the thermal envelope of the building, trapping all the warm air inside. The house is now completely secure and ready for the final interior design phase. Now it is finally time to arrange the furniture. I set up a cozy sleeping bed, a functional nightstand, and a bright small lamp to provide warm ambient lighting. I place a couple of heavy iron anvils and decorate them with green leaves to create custom indoor plant pots for a touch of nature. I systematically arrange several large storage chests, a crafting workbench, and multiple stone furnaces. I hang a beautiful painting on the central wall. I also set up a complex brewing stand alongside a cauldron full of water for crafting magical potions. Everything is perfectly organized, heavily secured, and completely ready for our next big survival adventure. Great! My doghouse is ready. It's time for me to show it to the guys.
Wow, JJ, you got a doghouse completely in your style. You have prepared it perfectly so that the dog can survive the winter in comfort.
Thank you guys. I am very glad that you liked my building. Friends, be sure to write in the comments whose building you liked the most. Well, I think it's time for us to finish.
Yes, JJ, you're right.
Subscribe and like. Bye-bye.